God's truth for our lives. There are no shortcuts in building godly characters. The only way you can know what God requires of you is through the study of his word, and as we know him better through his word, we take on the characteristics and we become more like him. In other words, you just can't know Jesus without studying him. You can't get to take on his characteristics if you don't know what they are. That's why we must study the word of God. What I'm going to say next is going to shock some Christians. God is more concerned about the worker than he is about the work. Maybe I need to say that again because some of you thought it was the work. Some of you get engrossed in the work. But God is more concerned with the worker than he is about the work. Watch this. If the worker has a God-like character, he will see to it that God's work is done and to God's honor and to God's glory. So if the worker is caught into God's program, the worker is saved, sanctified unto the Lord, he or she will see that God's work go on. Then secondly, God is more concerned about the worker than he's about the work because he really don't need the worker to do the work. God doesn't need you to get his job done. So the work is really not as important as you are. You see, once God concerned is to winning souls for the kingdom of heaven. And if we get the worker saved, the work will go on. Instead of preparing Joseph to be a change in Egypt so that he would provide for his father and his family, God could have sent angels and bring the food directly to them. He could have ushered in a day where if only their farm would have been blessed. But he decided that he would go through the process. And that's what it's all about, you know. He decided to go through the process. And my brothers and sisters, when God is taking you through the process, it seems long, it seems hard, it seems tiresome, but God is taking you through a process. And I think if we get in our spirits, the process that God is taking us through, we will understand where we are in God. He could have said, well, okay, Jacob, you've been such a good man. I will see that you are fed even in the famine. But what God did, he sent Joseph through the process that he would be in Egypt at a time to take care of his family. Now, then he could have also delivered Israel from Egypt by simply speaking the word. But he chose to take them a long way through the process. Could I tell you something? Right from Israel to Egypt, if you go through Palestine, you're right there. But God decided to bypass Palestine and take them a long way around. Now, you see, sometimes God chooses to take leaders around so that we could get the job done. And I believe there's a lesson in this, you know. There's a lesson in this. Too many leaders, too many of us, and let me say this lesson more for parents. And if we follow this guideline that God gave, it'll be better for our children. It is easier for you as mothers and fathers to clean up behind your children than to motivate them to do it. So what you do, you go and you pick up behind them, you clean behind them, because what? But they need to learn how to obey and listen. The issue is not getting the job done, but the issue is building character. And you never build character by taking shortcuts. So we take shortcuts, we say, but I ain't going to worry with them. Let me carry this outside. Let me carry this outside. And so what? We take shortcuts and the child grow up being stubborn, lazy, and then when they can't find a job, you still have to take care of them. We cannot use shortcuts when it comes to understanding spiritual truth. And